and even
Your whole proposal, quite honest, that was a sorry ass proposal.
No, that wasn't.
A pimped out proposal.
So.
That's the title of the podcast.
A pimped out proposal. Yo, a lot
Ladies,
of niggas.
how many of you have had?
Yeah, say it.
Ladies, how many of you have had that pimped out proposal? Listen, I'll marry you, bitch. If. The big if. But we want a man so bad.
You make a deal for that shit.
Listen, you sell your soul to this nigga for a ring. That if you take it to the appraiser, isn't worth the spit it took for him to give you this bullshit proposal.
Nah, see, that's where you go too far. You know why?
Why is that too far?
Because a man will absolutely, positively shut everything down if he believes in us. A man will shut it down. I mean, when I say shut it down, I mean shut it down. There's nothing else. I don't need nothing else. You know what? If I need a side bitch, my side bitch is called work. But if you got a guy like that, if you can make it to a guy like that, why can't it be consistent? Why can't women do stuff like that all the time? Why does it always have to turn to, yo, if you ain't got a ring and it's 2.5?
Well,
Why?
not necessarily saying that it has to be 2.5, and I was being crass.
That was wrong.
When I used that term.
I ain't like that.
However, my point was to say that, you know, if he really genuinely cared about you, his proposal would be a little different. It wouldn't be under.
Well, I was joking when I did it
conditions.
the way that I did it. I was joking. I was spitting out the window and I was shitting. I said, if you let me do whatever I want and Thursdays are invisible, I'll give you anything that you want. And he was like, yo, niggas is pimping us. Remember that?
Absolutely. The term was, this is a pimped out proposal.
And you said that though. I didn't say that, but you realized that, yo, this shit ain't right.
Right.
But I was kidding.
But
I was joking because
I know you were joking, but this is why we're having this conversation, because in your joke, you know, the Bible says that the truth is spoken in jest. And here's the thing, a lot of men give those type of proposals. Yes, bitch, I'll marry you in 20 years if you hadn't gained 1/8 of a pound or had a baby. You know, all of these conditions, I'll marry you then.
they can't be a scar.
And I know how it exists because I've heard them from my very own girlfriends.
Wow. Okay, keep going.
And seen some of them come to fruition. They stayed around from high school, and after the 5th baby, and he went to jail and came home and was converted. Oh, well, now I'm ready. But you remember I told you that I needed you to stay.
Converted from what? I'm converted from being that street dude.
Right.
Okay.
So, but you know what? In that time, we met all those conditions. So I'll marry you now. You know, that happens.
But that sounds gangster though, and I'll tell you why. Can I explain why it sounds a little gangster?
Go right ahead.
Because it sounds like y'all did some shit to balance it. Like why are you just agreeing all of a sudden completely now? Like, unless you got an ace, like you'll never see it, but when I pull it out, nigga, I had an ace the whole time. That's why niggas is scared of chicks, like.
That's love. That's that man that you feel like you can't live without, and you will do anything and everything to be with him.
That's still not enough to make me say, all right, I'm gonna take my guards down, because what you just said is like, I'll do anything not to be alone. That's what it sounds like.
And it's so sad, but that's the reality of. I can't speak for all women, but I can speak for black women in a specific demographic, and a lot of them are that desperate. You know what? I can go beyond my demographic. Black women are that desperate. No, some of my sisters.
But you're black. You're black.
Black.
You're super brown, chocolatey skin.
Dark skin.
We can see your features. You're dark skin. Why does that matter? Like, why does that? Why is that a thing?
I'm saying that just because that's the circle that I'm in, and so that's the only thing that I can speak on. But so I can say, as a black woman with black friends, that that's the experience, or has been the experience. I think as we get older, it's not so much because we're tired. We're tired of the bullshit. But when we're in high school with the first love, and in our 20s and even in our 30s, yes, it's almost it's pure desperation, which doesn't wear well on anyone. But yeah, like, if you show me any attention, yeah, nigga, I'll ride with you, and whatever it take, give me all the conditions you want to give me. I want to love so hard, so desperately, so badly, that I will follow all of those conditions, even if I don't meet them all. If you don't know that I missed that mark and you still think that I made it, cool. I want you. Because the market is so scarce that if I find one with any quality that I think that I can work with, I'll hold on to that.
Was that a period?
That was a period.
All right. Do you trust me?
I do.
Are we friends?
Absolutely. You're my best friend.
All right, cool. I'm gonna say some shit, and it might not be the thing that you wanna. Might not be the thing that you wanna hear. But everything that you just said a second ago, when that shit came into my ear, I was like, the entire time, that is bullshit. Like, all that shit about being your best friend. You know how many times men have been a woman's best friend? Peace, 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 people, peace, peace. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're far too kind. It's your boy D Wells in the building. I'm here with the illustrious, the voluptuous, the incredibly articulate, and just industrious. Her name is Sick.
Sage. Hey family, how's everyone? Happy post 4th of July. We are back in it, ready to give you some fire, ready to attack some amazing topics. This one should be a good one tonight. Brace yourselves. D Wells is in a mood. He is ready to come with the fire. Have your extinguisher ready. Call the fire department. Get your baking soda, whatever it is that you need. He's ready for you.
Ain't this a bitch? Here we are in 2022. We got George Floyd that happened, and so many before, so many after. And now on the 4th, the day before, we got a young man. I don't even want to say his name, but praise the Lord, because we're going to use your name. We're going to use your essence and your experience and get some things back on track, to get things restored. 90 shots into a young black man. I'm sorry, 90 shots at a black man, but 60 that penetrated. And at the end of this, they found it in their heart because of a fear of these big black balls, these big brown balls, these big Indian balls. Supreme Court, that Roe v. Wade, let me tell you something.
How dare you?
I'm on a tangent right now. I can't let it go. But I'll let you have your flow, alright? Alright. Roe v. Wade. Do you know that after they shot this man 90 times and 60 penetrated his body, you know what they did? They handcuffed him. What the And then shouts out to the Joe Buttons podcast. I was listening to I hadn't seen the story yet, so I'm gonna get my facts and then we're gonna address it again. But from what I understand, there was a young man that was accosted by the police officers, and they put him in the back of their paddy wagon van, and they drove. And you have to understand, in these paddy wagon vans, there's no handles, there's no nothing. The prisoners are shackled, and so when they're making these turns, guess what? Your body's gonna flow. The centrifugal force is gonna take you in the back of this paddy wagon with these steel, wooden forced walls. And so the moral of the story, the end of the story, this young man's neck was broken, and when they pulled over and they were trying to take him out of the vehicle, instead of giving him medical aid and attention, they're like, yo, why are you moving this way? Why are you moving your legs this way? Well, because the centrifugal force of the turns that you made broke this motherfucker's neck.
That's Freddie Gray all over again. That's exactly the same thing. So apparently this is protocol. This is something that happens all the time. They did that to him. Except I think that they didn't shackle Freddie. That they just left him back there, and whatever happened is what happened. And they purposely, if you ever been to Baltimore, you know the streets are horrible.
The only thing I've gotten from Baltimore is tickets.
They hit, according to reports, they hit every pothole they could hit. And they beat him, then put him in the paddy wagon, then hit all the potholes, and then he died. Like, yeah.
Did he die?
Freddie Gray died.
Again, in the last couple of years, I've tried so hard not to watch the news, because for the last 8 years, I've been glued to the TV. Mainly the news. And all of a sudden now, insurrection talk, preliminary talks, Fox, CNN, all of these channels, and now I'm stuck again, but I'm fighting myself to not. So I'm getting bits and pieces, so forgive me for not having the full story, but they broke his neck. That's crazy. Like, alright, that's a little dark, and we try to be informative, but we're gonna lighten the mood a little bit. And
but shout out to you, D. Wells, for taking that moment and speaking for our community.
Well, it hurts my soul, and you know what?
It needs to be said, and as much as we try to move forward and try to progress, we do have to understand that for all the progression, sometimes some things just don't change. But that's all the more reason, ladies and gentlemen, to keep on fighting. We have to fight the good fight every single day in any way that you can, whatever way that you can find to fight against the establishment. You do that in your very own way. You may not be a protester, but you may see Karen at the store and stand up to that. Fight it in your own way, and don't let what has been continue to be.
You know what's the most troublesome part about 90 shots, 60 that penetrated? You see the video footage, right? And there's a lot of body cam, right? And you hear the panic and the urgency of the cops. He's got it. And you hear all of this, and I'm just like, do you know that Michael Vick was put in jail for how many years? For abusing dogs. Do you know if a lion was running around in the street menacing, they would try to tranquilize that motherfucker before they give him lethal shots?
Absolutely.
I mean,
but a human black man doesn't get the same respect. Yes, I said it. And this is Sage, and I always try to come with the truth and the purity
Y'all
and
need
the
to get off
softness.
our dick. You know why? And I'm sorry, Sage. I want you to finish that statement, but matter of fact, you go first, and then I want to say something,
No,
and then we
very,
move
very
on.
simple, because if you've listened to our other podcasts, you understand that Sage loves the fellas. She loves her brothers. And to understand that throughout history, from the time that we've been on this continent, you know what? Fuck that. From the time that we have graced any other continent other than Africa, that we've been treated as less than any animal.
By the way, we were here in this country before Christopher Columbus, so
They- But they treated us as less than any animal. And this is 2022. And they're still shooting us dead in the street. No less than a rabid dog. Yes, I have something to say. Anyone who disagrees, hit us up in the comments. We can talk about it.
show us
But
your
the
name.
truth of the matter
I'm gonna look at
is
your
what it is.
profile. I'm gonna look at who you're friends with, and we're gonna have a real conversation. I dare you.
is undeniable, and I will stand up for my brothers at all costs.
So what we're gonna do right now, Sage, is I'm gonna grab this lighter, and I got the sage right here. So hold on one second.
Fired up.
All right, let's let the sage permeate in the air. Let's push out the spirits. Let's push out the spirits. They gone. Do you feel freer?
Open that thing up.
All right. So in natural fashion, we gotta talk about some current events. And, congratulations to Puppy for all of the awards that you received. Man. That's dope, man. You've been giving us hits. Seeing you and Shine on the stage was dope, yo. Like, that was crazy. Shine, congratulations. Prime Minister. Oh,
Listen, D. Wells had to remind me of who Shine was. Because I'm like, yo, he showed up looking like he
was casket sharp, boy.
Listen, casket clean, like
What?
Everybody else is at the BET Awards looking like they going to the club afterwards.
Casket sharp, boy.
He showed up like, no, I understand who I am and what I represent and how I need to look when I'm on the stage.
Representing
All
Belize.
props, Shine. All props. Make me want to take a trip to Belize next weekend.
Yeah, that was official. And
Very nice.
and then the Locks, they did what they do. And Mary, you so Mary. Let me tell you something, Mary. You and me single. Ooh. But I'm gonna leave it there. But so let's talk about the since we got the appetizers out the way. Kim. Kim.
As in Kimberly
Kim.
from Brooklyn, Lil Kim.
Oh. Kim. Listen, baby. Mary got that dance that she doing. That's the, you know what I'm saying? She keeps, she does it to the rising to the top beat. Swaggy, you know what I'm saying? That's a bad boy thing. And you got that thing that you do, like the RoboCop, you bopping, you up and down or whatever. And I couldn't help but notice that Puff was kind of helping you down that second step, like, Grandma, you had on the police glasses. You had on, I think it was a thong under those chiffon curtain stockings that you were wearing. And you look beautiful in the face, but Kim, when I went down to the waist, look, what's going on, ma? Like, really, like, you are an icon to my daughter. I'm a killer. Jaden, I'm going to get you. If you hear this show, listen, I saw it. You're my friend on Instagram. My daughter, she posted some pictures, and I'm not happy about, but you know what I'm saying? She about to be 20 in a couple of months, and she's beautiful, so she presented her beautifulness. You know what I'm saying? And I saw it on Instagram, and what she doesn't understand is that Little Kim opens the doors to the Nicki Minaj's and to the what's the name that
Megan the Stallion.
Megan the Stallion, and it translate down to
The
my daughter.
Lottos.
Yes, to Hot Girl Summers and all of that.
City Girls.
And so the conversation that I want to ask is that, and I know a lot of beautiful women that have augmented their bodies. Love you, love the work, but when is it too much?
And so I'm so glad that you said that, D. Wells, because as someone who has for years considered plastic surgery, or let's not say plastic, cosmetic surgery, when I look at Kim, it makes me question, is it even worth it? You know, girl, if you lose the weight, and
Kim was so beautiful.
She was gorgeous. When I
Post
tell you,
surgery, she was so.
Listen, when I
she had a
tell you
beautiful
that all of
complexion.
us in the '90s wanted to be Kim,
She
but
was
Kim,
bad.
Kim wanted to be something else, but we wanted to be her, but she didn't know. And so what I said to D. Wells was, you know what? I don't know what happened to her, but someone really damaged her as a child. For her to get to be an adult and understand that what she is was absolutely gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
And so, and I think that.
And I pray for you, Little Kim. Like, I'm not clowning at all. Like, I love you, man. Like,
But
you're in my head. Like, Wendy Williams used to say, you are a friend in my head. And I got love for you, Kim, but I'm so worried.
But you know, there are Kims all over. There are Kims all over, and those are the girls, the teenagers, the young women, the grown women that we want to talk to, that have those same feelings and think that they have to go to Dr. Miami to make them become something, and that is going to change who they are and how they are perceived. Well, you're worried about the perception of someone else when the perception should be about your self-perception. How do you perceive you?
Well,
and that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So as opposed to going, in some cases, right? I'm not saying everybody is in the same box. But in some cases, the doctor doesn't need to be Dr. Miami. Maybe
Well,
you need
a
to
lot
talk
of these
to Dr.
doctors are-
Phil.
a lot, no, not even
Maybe
Phil.
you need
Phil is too
therapy as
Hollywood.
well, my point is,
Yeah.
maybe there should be some internal inflection, some therapy to be done.
I agree.
And then you realize, yo, I don't even need that. Yeah, I am fine. Yeah, I do look good. I'm seeing myself from the wrong point of view.
You know, so I have somebody that's near and dear to me, and you know, speaking of Dr. Miami, protect the innocent. We're not saying anything, but we love you regardless, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that you did, it looks good. You look great. But no matter what, like, yo, I love you. So before you did that, you was good. And I hope that you're getting satisfaction in your soul, not just from a visual perspective, but, you know, I hope that you're investing inside. I got a lot to say about it, and I'm trying not to go, so you, go ahead, Sage.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know me,
Yeah.
and you know my own concerns and questions and everything, and about wanting to have cosmetic surgery. But having looked at Kim, having looked at K. Michelle has a series talking about
Vivica Fox.
she looks. We're not gonna go there. But
yeah.
K. Michelle has a whole series about people who've had botched surgery.
And she removed her stuff, right?
She had hers removed, and she looks better than she's ever looked.
She looks better. She sounds better.
Naturally. She reverted back to natural. Isn't that crazy?
Right.
So,
Do you know that, and I say this with no malice, but do you remember back when Meek Mill and Nicki Minaj was together?
I do.
There was one thing that he had put out on Twitter or Instagram, And he mentioned that, one of the reasons why he wasn't messing with her, I think he might have even said it in a rap lyric, is because of her augmentation. There was leakage, and there was also a smell.
Right. And
Now, yeah,
yeah, and so that's my concern for the things that I want to have done. I'm going to keep it real with you, family, because we family. I want to have a thigh lift and a tummy tuck. But at this rate, when I look, it's like shooting dice. 7 come 11, but I
yeah.
might crap out.
Snake eyes.
Because you never know. At the end of the day, you're left with a surgeon who is subject to human error. And as I was telling D. Wells, that I was watching an article the other day that's saying that they are putting limits on how many patients in Miami that surgeons can see per day because they are overrun with customers. What does that say about where we live?
I'm glad that you said that, because so here's what I know. So I'm gonna paint a picture for you real quick, and I know it always trips you out when I talk to you about how I grew up, right? So my mom passed when I was 10. I got 2 brothers and I got a sister. My oldest brother, light skin. My younger brother, dark skin. My older sister, dark skin, right? Boom. We get diced up or whatever the case, and the kids get shuffled. So me and my brother go over to my steps. You know what I'm saying? And so my stepbrother's all dark skinned. I grew up in a house from like 10 years old, 11 years old to my mid-teens till I'm on my own. And I'm the only light skin, right? And I have to explain to people like, yeah, these are my brothers, yeah, but I'm the light skin. And my own brothers. Yo, the white boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, the white boy. Like, we have so many self-esteem issues that cause long-term depression, that cause, people have called me arrogant and conceited all my life. And you and I were talking earlier, and we were talking about how a person has to build himself up because of the abuse that might have happened to them.
Right.
And so I'm the conceited light-skinned dude that's really broke down inside.
Only because people told you that they deflected their insecurities about your being light onto you.
How do I exist if you keep taking from my light? No pun intended. You feel me?
So what they thought that you were, you actually became because they put onto you that that's what you're supposed to be. Isn't it crazy?
I made lemonade. And it's cool. You know what? But everybody's story is not the same. So in spite of the trauma that I suffered from this, and I'm past 40. All right, let's just leave it at that. I look good for my age. Shut up. But I'm past 40, and I had to deal with this and adjust. You know what I'm saying? Navigate and find through education, through books, through self-help, through counsel, through different things, find worth in myself, right? And a lot of it is connected to the disconnect of the quadrants, the chapters, the areas, the separatism, the caveats in my home, to whereas, in spite of the brotherhood that I had, I was the white boy. Guess what? There's a lot of fat dudes. That's the white boy. There's a lot of people from different race. That's the white boy. There's a lot of people that are not where they want to be. They bite their nails. They cut themselves. They have depression. They're the white boy. And what I offer to you is that you be patient. You stay prayerful. You stay mindful. You keep persevering. You research. You look at yourself in the mirror every day and you say like Mary, "Good morning, gorgeous." And you reinforce that shit every day. And you're gonna find yourself in a position to where, alright, well, you feel that way, that's cool, but you know what? I like how I'm moving, I like how I'm walking, I'm unique, I'm special. You ever see those people with what's that thing that Michael Jackson had? Not alopecia, that's Jada. The you know when your skin is
Vitiligo.
vitiligo. You know there are millionaire models being celebrated, telling their story about vitiligo. They dress them up. They put the hair on them. They put the nice clothes on them. They put the article under them. They're in Vogue magazine, and they're the spokesperson for vitiligo, and they're beautiful. They're human just like me, but they're unique. And sometimes, most times, I'd rather be unique than to follow the herd, follow the masses.
That part, D. Wells. So, if you can find it within yourself to understand your uniqueness and flow in your uniqueness, but I want to speak to the masses. And I want you to stop being so prejudgmental, which is prejudice if we break it down. You're only that way because either A, you haven't been taught any better, you don't know, or you have your own insecurities that you're deflecting upon someone else. Address what your own insecurities are and stop deflecting on other people. You'll find that at the end of the day, you probably have more commonalities than you have differences.
Can I share an insecurity?
Can I finish? So, per se, he was talking about his difference as being light-skinned. If you talk to a dark-skinned person, they've had the same experience, the same exile, the same alienation. It could be poverty versus rich. It could be white versus black. It could be any number of things. But whatever it is, at the end of the day, we're all humanity. And do you know how many times I have sat down with a stereotype that I had created in my head and ended up with a friend? Because we sat down and realized, what I thought were cultural differences. Once you get to this place that we call the United States of America, we're so very much the same. So let's please. Every person,
everybody,
start looking at yourself
inside
as an individual.
You're beautiful.
And then when you meet another individual, look at them for their individuality.
You're so special.
Put those stereotypes away. When we do laugh at them, because some of them are true, but I need for you to take each person as a person. Find your own spirituality and connect to the next person.
Center yourself and get grounded.
Please.
Can I now?
Please. And that way we can end some of this hatred that we started the podcast off with. Maybe some of that will diminish, right?
I agree. Check this out.
What?
Byproducts. Do you know what a byproduct is?
A byproduct is the trash, essentially.
The bile, the gunk,
There you go.
the offspring, the offset, right? So you're overweight more so than you wanted to be. You're lighter than everyone else, and everyone else is dark. You're darker. You have bigger lips and nappier hair. You're from another country. You don't speak as well, and the things that define you don't find the same commonality as the people that surround you in this life right now. Do you know that, people, weaker individuals, confused, less progressive minds, they capitalize on your insecurity. And so now, next door neighbor Jonathan, hey girl, come on over here, let Well, nobody ever talks to me. You want to go to you want to walk in the park. You want to and now there are charges because he's taking advantage of your vulnerability and these massive pipelines of negativity and confusion and informal no these what's the thing that I'm talking about? I'm saying when information in the information is not coming to or going to you and you're confused.
The information is diverted.
It's diverted, it's overlooked, and you're confused. And now you become sacrificial. You become Sage. I'm getting upset talking about it.
While he's talking, I'm sitting here thinking about a conversation that I had last week at my job. So there was me, who is Afro-American. There was an Indian lady, and then there was an Asian lady. And so I had on a sundress that day, but it was a very form-fitting sundress. And so the Indian lady that I work with pulled me aside and she's like, "What do you have on?" She was like, "Do you have on one of the wraps?" And I'm like, "No." She was like, "But your waist is so small, and why do you look like that?" And so I did have on some support leggings. And so I pulled her aside. I said, "Come right," because she worked in the fitting room. So I said, "Come here, let me show you." And I showed her. And so then when we walked back out, an Asian lady that I work with was there. And the Indian lady began to tell the Asian lady, she was like, "She looks so good today in that dress." And I had to ask her, "Come and look, this is what she's using." And it led to a conversation. And this is how insecure we are. I was so insecure that I had to put on the leggings to accentuate what God already gave me was a tiny waist and a big ass and some wide hips. The Indian lady noticed it and was like, "Why do you look like that?" The Asian lady came in and was like, "Listen, everything that you already are is why people are going to have surgery. Just because I'm tiny and I would wear a size 2 doesn't mean that because I had 3 kids, I don't have loose skin. I wear Spanx too." The end story I want you to take away from this is 3 different cultures met on a commonality as women about the same thing. We all have insecurities. But you know what we did? We had a conversation.
So I want to have a conversation with you, young lady, and you too, young man that have been abused. I want to tell you that, first and foremost, I love you. And I'm sorry that the person that took advantage of your innocence and confusion and your vulnerability, they were not part of this. They were not a part of this human race and this progressive movement. And I'm sorry that they abused your body. But if you give me a moment, I will help you. I will help you build your mind, build your heart, build your spirit. Because if you're under the sound of my voice right now, it's like a new book with clean pages. We can start it over today. Let's reset. It's okay. I'm hugging you right now. Let's just let that set in for a minute. Yes, you're so beautiful, and we're going to get you right. We're going to get you in a space where the protection that I'm giving, you won't even need, because you're going to be so strong. You've been in your cocoon too long. You're a butterfly. Fly.
And if I may take a little liberty, D. Wells, when you say speaking to the young man, the young woman. There may be actual young men or young women listening, but can I talk to the little boy, the little girl, the young man, the young woman that's inside of the 30, the 40, the 50, the 60, 70-year-old man that may be listening to us? You're going to be all right too. You know, what he said, you take that and internalize it. And let's work on it and let's make it better. I can speak personally
And
for
whoever.
women, close friends that I know. So the statistics are that 1 in 4 women are sexually abused. When I look at the statistics in my circle, yeah, that's about right. And they're damaged. With seemingly beyond repair. But, you know, I don't believe that anything is beyond repair. There's always a way to repair. So let's all work on it, and let's follow those words that he wrote so poignantly and eloquently, sir.
Well, there's a comma, and the comma is this. If you're unsure and you're in a closet and you feel that you're not fitting in, there are people, there are institutions, there are groups, there are motherfuckers that care about your well-being, and I'm one of them. And I want you to know that you can call me personally. If you have my number, though,
hit him up on our email, dwells in the letter N, sage, SAGE, @gmail.com. It's secure, it's safe. Here with us. This is a safe place.
Though I may not walk the same walk as you, I understand the pain of being ostracized and alienated because of who you feel, who you know that you are inside, and the pain that comes with such baggage. And I just want you to know that you are not alone.
And you'll forgive our emotion tonight. I know you probably could hear me in my tears. This is I warned you at the opening of the show. This one is coming with fire. We're coming from a very real place and attacking things that we personally have or are currently dealing with.
So
we know you're dealing with it too.
yes, and we get
And
it.
we're gonna heal together, family.
Listen, a family that cries together stays together. A family that prays together stays together. But in other news, I just wanna ask you, and I'm being very serious. I'm not being cavalier at all, but can someone please tell me why the fuck Kanye was on the stage with that mask on? Listen, wait. I know you're going through things with Kim.
No.
And I know you're inventing your brand again. And you're probably, I think you're medicated right now. And I think that's a good look. Because it was a controlled wildness. But you're such a grand human being, Kanye. Man, you never disappoint me. Like, yo, who was it on the stage? Was it Babyface or? And then it was Puff on the stage. No, it was Puff and Kanye on the stage, and they're talking with a straight face. And Kanye got on tactical gear, a hat, glasses, and a face mask. And the only identifiable characteristic that he exuded was his voice. And I said, all right, man, I give up, man. This guy, he's either a genius or he's out of his goddamn.
Well, I think it's a combination of both. Most geniuses are misunderstood. Also, he needs to stay on his meds. Sometimes it's a whole lot of things
But
working
stay
at
strong.
the same time. We love you, Kanye.
Because you're going through some unbelievable circumstance, and I hope that you and Kim can figure it out. And the other party that's involved with y'all,
And we don't
I hope
talk
you
about
stay
him
in your
anymore.
lane.
We
We
give
don't
him
have
too
to say his
much power.
name.
Yeah.
That's nah. Yo, stay in your lane, bro. Let them figure out their stuff. You enjoy the fruits of what you are investing in, but do not mess with his fruit, or Dave will come and visit you. I'm not playing.
You really?
No,
You
I
put
was
yourself
playing.
in celebrity marital disputes at this point. Judge
the,
Maybelline, that's what you do.
the enforcer, like, nah, bro, nah. We ain't
You
finna
divorce
hide none
court
of
now?
that. Nope. No. So I want to give a special shout out to all of the people that graduated this summer. I know we haven't talked about that, but I want to say all of the graduates. I know everybody's getting ready to go back to school shortly.
I got a special shout out.
All right, let's hear it.
Shout out to my niece. So everyone who knows me personally knows that I have no biological brothers or sisters, but I grew up with a cousin that we were like sisters, even though we're not that right now. We're estranged because of whatever, but I still love her children dearly. And Janiyah Starr Gibbons
Gibbons, yeah.
graduated from NC State with honors and is about to go to Chicago School of Law in the fall.
All right.
Shout out to Niecy Pooh.
Niecy Pooh.
Auntie love you, baby.
All right, Auntie
And I
love
am
you.
so very proud of you. Don't
That's
let
what's up.
anybody tell you that because of the distance, because of what me and your mama going through, that I don't love you with everything that's in me. You my baby. You and Marcel, your older brother, because that was my baby first. That was my baby before I had babies.
Oh,
I
Lord.
love you, but I am so excited for you, and you are about to be D. Wells. I'm so excited for you to meet her. When I tell you this one is a world changer, she already has a podcast too that she started when she was at NC State.
Come on, let's
talking about
let's join forces.
Yeah, and she has been pulled out to come and speak at events and stuff because of who she is and the voice that she's trying to present to the world. When she was at NC State, Janiyah, Auntie loves you. Star, Auntie loves you.
Yeah.
I hope you hear this because I'm gonna put it on IG.
Yeah.
And we're gonna give you your flowers today, boo.
So
That's my graduate.
that's our graduate. Do not close out the show. Sage always closes out the show too early, and the music bed that I've provided for y'all, this is not my music, but isn't it wonderful? Are we having a good time? Yeah, I know. It
We
feels
always
good.
have a good time.
So, as we prepare to close, I wanted to give some final words. And again, I want to say congratulations to all of the graduates. I want to say congratulations to all of the students that are excelling to the next grade. I want to say thank you, and I salute the new people, the new military people. You might not be going to college, you may be going to military. Go get your future, man. Go get that bag. You know what I'm saying? As if you're going to a colloquial, is that what they call it? School. Not colloquial. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm going to edit that. If you're going to some type of
A trade school.
Jeez. Go get that bag. Any success that you have encountered, and you did it. It's important.
Just be moving forward. That's
Just
the most important thing.
moving forward.
Progression upon progression upon progression. Not only in your career, but even internally. always be checking to be like, listen, I ain't the same person I was last year.
Yes.
I'm better than I was. Regardless of what anybody else says.
All right.
Are you better? Are you, when you look at you, can you be like, yeah, I'm better?
Hell yeah.
And you got the evidence for your confidence?
Go on, girl.
Let's
So now
keep it moving.
we gonna keep talking because so look, hold on 1 second. Let me just adjust a little thing here. This is the second half of the Chop Chop Shop show, right? And I feel the need to experiment with our sound. I feel the need to experiment with our content. And I feel the need to just talk to y'all straight. So that was glossy. That was beautiful. I'm glad we did that. And it was very motivational and spiritual and such. And
Y'all made me cry.
she cried a little. She's a little moist. She's a little moist, but she might be intoxicated.
Mind your business.
All right, cool. So Sage, can you hear yourself pretty good?
Microphone check, 1 2 1
Alright,
2. Sage on the mic. What we gonna do?
All right, I like that. That was a great segue. What are we gonna do? Indeed, we're gonna talk. You ready to talk?
I don't like the way you're looking at me.
Yeah.
Oh God.
No, we're not gonna get
Horns
crazy.
just came out of
Yeah,
his head.
the horns never leave. That's what you gotta understand. I'm Daredevil, the man without fear. Um, so on the, I think it was the second Chop Shop Shop that we did, and I was like being a cheerleader for Steve Harvey's daughter and Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yo,
Yeah, we did. We wanted to see it work, didn't we?
I wanted to see it work, but you know what's funny?
She said.
Yeah, she L boy.
She said.
She a trip.
I don't want any parts of that.
She out here living her best
Now,
life.
she didn't say this, but Sage is gonna paraphrase. She said she for the streets.
For these streets. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If you trying to insult your ex, right, and it may be that your ex did something foul or whatever, be like, nah, yo, the streets can have it, like, calling them or whatever, but she proclaimed these streets on her own, did she not?
But essentially, like, yeah, you trying to wife a. Can I cuss?
I mean, we here
You
now.
trying to wife a bitch up. That ain't even what I want. I'm young and I need to see what's out there. That sound like the streets to me. D. Wells, holler at me from a male point of view.
Yeah, from a male point of view. And so I've been there. I understand that situation. And what's interesting about that situation is there's a lot of memes that's out there right now. And one of the memes that I gravitate to a lot is the one that says, if someone is telling you who they are,
Believe it.
believe them. And so that doesn't mean that Michael B. Jordan has a good or bad heart. It doesn't mean that Little Miss Harvey has a good or bad heart, but a lot of times folks find themselves in positions where they are the instrument of, or let me give a metaphor, and I'll try to explain my point. There was this guy, right, and he was with this girl, right, and they were clicking, they were doing everything, they were physical, they were intimate, they were friends and everything, but the guy was just on a ride, and the girl was just, she was looking for the guy, right? The guy appreciated the situation that he had, and he said, I'm going to be honest and true to this situation as it is, no strings, just I want to be pure to this so that maybe it can prolong, maybe it can, turn into something that is, like a forever type of friendship. It's a union, and we can always go back to it and it's safe. But the girl, and I'm not picking on genders right now, it's just the way that this actually happened. But the girl was praying to God, like, God, please, 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 please give me that guy. Give me that guy. I want him, Lord. Please, God, I've asked you for so much in my life, but I'm certain of this one, and Father Almighty, Shamana Hamana, I want that guy. But the guy is like, I don't want to be had. I don't want to be involved. I'm just trying to maneuver, plant roots, figure out, and, what I'm saying, strengthen so that I don't need, so when the time comes, I can be more of an asset in the relationship. The guy basically he's had his time of liability, and so he wanted to strengthen himself. But what do you do when you're in a position where you have a quality woman of stature praying for your connection? And I was in this position. I love somebody so much, and I wanted to be with them so much, but couldn't figure out. I couldn't ascertain that the person just, she wasn't rocking with me like that. And all of my dreams and all of my visions, they were like, you know what, me and her and the world and da 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 da. And at the end of the day, the friendship would remain, but she was off into another lane when it came to relationships. And how how what are the words that you say to a person like that? And then if you're the person that is the person that's the giver, the person that's the prayer, how do you recover? What is the get back? How do you recover from wanting this person, praying for this person, but just realizing that it's never going to happen?
You let it go. You release it and understand, and you hold on to
Sage,
the friendship.
Sage, Sage.
Yeah.
Did you see how fast that you responded to that? Like, if you love someone, right, how do you just let anything go?
You hold on to the friendship. You hold on to what is valuable.
No, no. I agree with what you're saying. It makes complete sense, but I think there are some steps in there that might be overlooked because you can't just let go. So dear Halle Berry, you're my shining star. Damn girl, I've watched you grow. Oh man, we've been together.
Oh, my shining star.
Come on, man, stop
Won't
that.
you go away?
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
baby.
yeah, come on. What a me
Right
like
here
here
where
where
you
you are
are till
till
my
my
dying
dying
day.
day. Bam, bam, da, 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 da.
Okay,
So,
I know y'all were waiting for the clowning to begin. You had your
so
moment.
we're talking now. We're talking. We're putting all of the other glossy stuff away, and so I found myself in that position, and even to this day, I spoke to that person.
God bless him. He's so in love.
Hey, hey, so in concern, so available for, because I, unlike a lot of people, have learned the lessons, right? So me myself, I'm available for the opportunity of, without allowing myself to become a victim of. And I think that a lot of people don't know how to, and here it comes. Can I get a drum roll? Compartmentalize your heart.
I've been telling you to use that, and because you always were like fascinated by the fact that I could do that. And I'm glad that you're realizing that that's something that you need to do in your particular situation. Um, because I don't want to continue to see you hurt.
Well, I'm not. I'm actually having a good ass time
Oh,
in
well,
life
good.
because
Good. I'm glad.
everything is shibloing bloing and cowabunga and I eat what I kill and
Oh,
things of that nature.
the hunter speaks.
And there are conversations. And I want to, yeah, I want to hear something funny. No, I'm not gonna say it, but let's just say that and I never thought that I'd do this, but I tried a dating website. And let's just say that
You tried a new one?
no, I don't want to say where I got it from because I don't want everybody to steal my stuff. But it's something right under your
There's
nose.
room at the table for
It's,
everybody.
it's right under your nose. There's a dating site that's right under your nose, and people right in your area. And you know what I'm saying? Like you could like put up. Hello, girl. If you mess up my microphone, hello. Okay. So yeah, you can. Can you hear me? Okay. Oh yes. You're getting up. All right, I'm stopping.